You're stuck at home in quarantine. 5 o'clock. Why not have a drink with me?
Whoo! Hey everybody, running a little bit late today. It is not in fact 5 o'clock, it is 5:24. Apologies for that. Let's get this camera a little bit more square. See if we can get set like that, a little bit better. Maybe unclear. Alright. Anyway, had a bit of an adventure. We, now that dog groomers are back open, Helen eagerly made an appointment for Bruce for today, and we had the arrangement where she would drop him off in the morning and I would pick him up in the afternoon, which is totally fine. And so I went to do that, and there's an extra step involved because you can pay by credit card, but then you can't like give them the tip on the card. You always have to pay with like give them cash or whatever. I'm like, all right, so neither of us had any cash. We haven't used cash in months, literally, and so we're like, all right, so I'll just run to the ATM, then I'll go pick them up. And so I went to an ATM and then just couldn't get it to read my card. And I'm like, maybe it's the ATM, something weird. I tried another ATM, still didn't work. Then I'm like, all right, let me try hopping in a grocery store and buying something and see if I can get cash back. The card didn't work there anyway. So anyway, I've come to the conclusion that the chip is just broken on the debit card, and so I need to get a new one of those. Of course, I wouldn't know this because I haven't used it in literally months, and I guess that's just one of those things. So anyway, I had to come back home, get Helen's debit card, go back out, hit another ATM. It worked, thank God, and then picked up Bruce. Bruce seems to have had a good day at the groomer. He is nice and clean and is back outside getting dirty again. So I'm sure that Helen will be excited about that, but that's how it goes. What are you going to do? So yeah, that's why I'm running a little bit late. Didn't do a shower cocktail yesterday in observance of Blackout Tuesday in solidarity with the protesters against police brutality, and also just making space for other voices that are not mine, because I have a loud enough voice, certainly. And I'm still thinking of them and glad to see that the other police officers were charged today in the George Floyd murder. So that is, good news, but I think we're all waiting for, having them charged is the first step, but they need to be convicted. Those convictions need to be upheld, and that's that. So, today we are making a slightly more subdued Quarantiki Wednesday cocktail, which I am excited about. And we're actually going to be doing two different things, and I'll show you why in a moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make again, remember it's Negroni week, so I'm going to start by making a Kingston Negroni, which is a Negroni that just features rum instead of gin. So I'm going to use this awesome, funky Smith & Cross Jamaican rum, which I love to use. And we're just going to do equal parts of all three of these. We've got our rum, we've got our Campari. Rum smells awesome. Whoa. And then my sweet vermouth is in the fridge, I'm realizing. So let's grab that. And this is just equal parts. I'm sure that people will accommodate for the rum by playing around with the ratios a little bit as per their preference, but we're not going to do that today. So let's add some ice, get this nice and cold, and give it a stir. Smells great. You can really smell the rum. It's really nice. Now what is this I'm doing here? You'll see that I am straining into a little sidecar. And you'll begin to see why in a moment. But I'm going to take some of this just because I want to taste it and see how it is. And I'm just going to pour about half of it over some ice and reserve the rest off to the side here. And give it a taste. Cheers. Oh, so interesting. Wow. Totally different drink. This is so cool. The way that the Smith & Cross plays with the Campari is just outstanding because it has this like interesting funkiness, earthiness to it. That just brings out, I feel like, totally different flavors to the Campari. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. That is incredible. All right. So that's great news. So this is sort of a tiki take on a Negroni, I guess, on a base level. They call it the Kingston Negroni because you're using a Jamaican rum. In place of the gin with the normal, otherwise Negroni ingredients of Campari, sweet vermouth in equal proportion. So, very good. Very good. Now, so we made our Kingston Negroni. That is part one. Part two is we're going to make a, not quite a classic tiki drink, but a very popular tiki drink that is about 50 years old. It's called the Saturn. And so the Saturn is a tiki drink that apparently won like a bartending competition in the late 1960s. And it is interesting in that it is a tiki drink that uses gin, and not a ton of them use gin. And so what I'm going to be creating is a take on the Saturn that 3 Dots and a Dash, one of my favorite tiki bars from Chicago, did during Negroni Week either last year or the year before. And they called it a Saturn plus Negroni, and basically it was a Saturn cocktail with a Kingston Negroni float on top. So that's why we literally have already made our Kingston Negroni. I'm enjoying it because it's delicious. But I reserved about half of it. I'm not going to use all this for the float, but I am going to use the float there. But first we need to make the Saturn. And because I think things are going to get a little bit hectic towards the end of making this drink with the float, and there's going to be a lot going on, I'm going to actually pre-make the garnish. And there's a really fun garnish that people do with the Saturn. It involves a maraschino cherry and a nice thick piece of lime peel. So I'm going to see if I can get thick enough with this. Might be okay. I want to get sort of like a nice thick 2 chunks that are going to kind of hold up and form some structure for my garnish. All right, that might work. And now I'm just going to trim the sides a little bit so that they are straight. Okay, see if I can get them to be the same size. Like that. Very nice. Looks like we have Ben in the chat. How you doing, Ben? Good to see you. All right, so what do I have here? I have basically 2 lime peels. And what these are going to do is these are going to form the rings of the planet Saturn. And so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to grab a maraschino cherry, which is going to represent the planet Saturn. And I always forget to get a spoon. Let me use my... Alright, get some of these juices off there. Alright, so I'm going to assemble them side by side and sort of just go through both peels on the overlap. Like that. And now I'm going to skewer the planet Saturn. Like that. And then on the other side, I'm going to go once again through the garnish. Poke that through without stabbing my finger. Get it nice and even. Beautiful. Nice. All right, and here we have our garnish, which is the planet Saturn with its rings. Kind of cool, right? I love that. All right. So far, we have made our Kingston Negroni for the float. We have made our astronomically accurate model of the planet Saturn. And the last thing we have to do is to actually make this Saturn drink. So yeah, here we go. This is lemon juice, orgeat, velvet falernum, gin, and then passion fruit syrup. The passion fruit syrup I made with a 50-50 of 2-to-1 simple syrup with passion fruit puree. The passion fruit puree I ordered on Amazon from a reputable brand that a lot of people recommend. I think it's called Funkin or Birkin, but it comes in this pouch and it's shelf stable until you open it, and then you open it and then you use it, and then you can refrigerate it and it'll stay good for another couple weeks. So I'm going to be looking for stuff to do with passion fruit puree and syrups in the coming weeks. Here's the, it's called Funkin Pro. This is apparently the stuff to get. It wasn't like prohibitively expensive. I wouldn't say it's cheap either, but you can definitely get it without a problem on the Amazons. And so that's what I have here. Is again, it's just like a 50-50 mix of the passion fruit puree with a 2-to-1 rich simple syrup. So that'll definitely be interesting. I've never made this drink before, so I'm really excited to see how it is, and that's why I want to give it a taste too before I do the Negroni float, because that's just crazy. All right. Let's make two, actually. Why not make two? So let me grab a second coupe glass, actually. This way we can do the float in one, and then just taste the other normal. And I'm sure that Helen will enjoy partaking in that. So I'm gonna whip up a second garnish here. Ooh. There we go. Grab a cherry. Oh, I need it's like a cocktail pick. Oh my goodness, I'm getting it. So I knew that, to get back to my story from earlier, where my debit card chip, the chip is just apparently no good anymore, and none of the machines can read it. So annoying. I knew that, and I've had many like credit cards and debit cards where the strip gets all worn away and the machines no longer read it. But I've never had it happen with the chip. And so that is a new development and super annoying. And just really threw off my whole afternoon. So there you go. Okay. I don't know like what the best technique is for this, but I'm just... We have our second garnish there. Not quite as good as the first, but still pretty good, I think. Gets the idea across. Haha. Can make these all day. I think my all-time favorite garnish is this place, Lost Lake in Chicago. For their banana daiquiri, they like take a banana and make it look like a little dolphin that's jumping out of the drink. It's like super cute. Google it if you have a second. Lost Lake Banana Daiquiri. On image search, I'm sure it'll come up, and it's just like super cute. I love it. They apparently like make 100 of them every night because they like sell so many of them, and a great drink, fun garnish, and there we go. All right, so I'm gonna double this recipe. This also, again, this is like very weird. It's like all tiki ingredients, but it is like going to be strained, served in a coupe. Such a weird. It's it doesn't. It's tiki ingredients, but not tiki presentation or techniques, which I think is super interesting, but also like a little bit strange. So I'm going to take my lemon juice, and I need 1.5 ounces of it, which is good there. Got my juicer. So this would be 0.75 ounces per. And let's see if I can get it from one lime or if I'll need a second. Ooh, the juices are flowing. A little bit short, which is unfortunate. Just grab a tiny bit more. Perfect. All right, next I need 1/2 ounce of passion fruit syrup, which I'm going to double. That's what I've got right in here. And then 1/4 ounce each of orgeat. 1/4 ounce times 2 is 1/2 ounce. Get some sweetness there. And then also 1/4 ounce each of velvet falernum. This bottle always confuses me because somewhere along the way, the bottles, I guess the caps just got mixed up, so it says like the wrong cap for the bottle, and I'm always like, oh, this isn't Lillet, but there you go. And then 1.25 ounces of London Dry Gin. I'm going to be using Beefeater for this, which when I multiply it by 2, I get 2.5. So I will do 1 ounce here, and then 1.5 ounces on this side. Great. Ice and shake. All right, now let's strain into our 2 coupe glasses. Perfect. So for this one, we will just add our Saturn garnish right on top, and we will call it the Saturn. And I'm going to take a quick taste of it, just as is. Ooh, wow, what a drink. Super interesting. The passion fruit comes through in a way that, even though I went through the process of making the passion fruit syrup, made the drink with it, just wasn't expecting it. That totally tiki-fies it though, you know? For like a refined drink that you are drinking from a nice coupe with no ice or anything in it. That's just served up like this. The passion fruit, they're like, oh yeah, don't forget, it's a tiki drink. Don't forget. All right, and then to Negroni-fy this tiki drink, I'm going to take out my handy dandy float tool and slowly float some of this Kingston Negroni right on top. Oh, look at that beautiful layering there. Slowly extract. Oh, yeah. And let's take a quick snapshot of that. So fun. Woo! With our Saturn garnish. Beautiful. I wonder if I can. I don't think I can get it to turn. All right. Wow. All right. So a Saturn with a Kingston Negroni float and an astronomically accurate model of the planet Saturn in garnish form. Let's give this one a taste. Cheers. Whoa! If that one wasn't cheeky enough for you, add the Smith & Cross Funky Rum in there, and you are good to go. You got the Campari bitterness. Oh my God. It's sort of like a crazy complex drink, but super fun, super tasty, really exciting. Glad I experimented with it, and what a great time that was. Okay, so running a little late today. Thank you for joining me. Had some fun. Oh, my mom's here, or was, says I like the Americano Negroni. Very nice, the Americano, the no gin. Exciting. I think they got some Campari and have been having fun with that over at my mom's house. Love it. Okay, well.
It's 5 o'clock. Why not have a drink with me?
Have a good night, folks. Good to see you. And I will see you again soon. Stay safe.